Hey, what's up guys? Bajheera here. So this video is just gonna be straight up deadlifts. So if you don't want to see my butt, you probably shouldn't be watching. But anyway, this is my leg day, and I'm not gonna show you the whole leg day because pretty much every leg day features some sort of main compound movement, like a squat or a deadlift, and then I'll do my leg presses and all the secondary exercises. But one of the things that I want to do, especially because I'm training legs every 3 days, is it's kind of hard to fit, well, and because I'm combining chest and back together, it's kind of hard to fit in deadlifts without absolutely just like destroying my legs completely. So what I like to do, and what I've been getting back to doing, is doing on one of the leg days, I'll do squats, and then I'll do, you know, leg press, isolation stuff. But then when the next leg day rolls around, I'll do deadlifts, and that way I can still work deadlifts in, because deadlifts, I think, are one of the exercises that was most responsible for me, you know, making some of my biggest strength and mass gains over the years. So it's definitely really important to be working these things back in, and I feel like my form was okay, but it definitely wasn't like feeling super solid, just because I hadn't done deadlifts in like a whole month, man. Being out of the gym that long is so sad. But I feel like my form was a little shaky at some points, but once I started to get heavier, I felt like it actually got better. You can see like things like my butt shooting up before it should, but later on down the line, I started to get the form a little bit better. I felt like I don't know, when I do deadlifts the best, or when I sort of am thinking about squatting. So if I think about squatting and I think about powering up with my like almost like my traps, like my upper back is kind of like leading the charge and driving my hips forward, and thinking about squatting in terms of the way I use my legs, like powering through my heels and stuff like that, like pushing through the ground. But I mean, since you're pulling on something, of course, it still is helpful for me to really think about the upper back tightness. I mean tightness in a good way, right? Like feeling strong, not like snappy tightness. But anyway, I'm also using my baby back boot traps, because as I've done deadlifts throughout the years, I mean, I think I've done about like 335 pounds with no wraps, and that's fine. I do have to use over-under grip for that, but honestly at this point I would pretty much just rather use straps and have this be a leg and back exercise over a grip exercise. I mean, I feel like my forearms got pretty strong when I was doing it without straps, but when I do deadlifts, I'm not primarily focused on improving my forearm strength. It's really more about getting my legs and my upper back involved, and just, you know, using that composite movement, compound movement of being able to power through, you know, doing a deadlift. So that's what I'm focused on here. So I'm not really scared to whip out the little straps once I get, you know, any sort of weight on that bar. I probably at some point should practice my grip strength. I don't think my grip strength's bad, but I just don't think it's great. You know, I need to, and it's something I want to improve. But deadlifts are not where I'm going to be improving my grip strength. I feel like it's perfectly reasonable to imagine that your hamstrings and entire back should be able to handle more weight than the muscles in charge of holding your fingers together. So that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, like I said, I feel really good when I power through deadlifts using kind of like the imagination of doing a squat from my legs and heels. I'm really trying to power my hips forward, and I'm trying to keep my upper back strong. I'll use that word instead of tight. But all in all, I think it was a pretty good day. This deadlift workout, really, I didn't experience any sort of lower back pain, which is really good. I mean, no tightness, nothing like that, so I was happy. One thing that's happened, though, is this was on my last leg day. It wasn't from squatting, I swear. It was from stretching. I think I twinged like the side of my lower back, and it's really annoying, but it doesn't really ever come into play when I'm squatting or deadlifting or doing anything. It just hurts. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I'm sure you guys in the comments can tell me that I, you know, slipped a disc and have a 99% chance of not being able to walk when I'm 35 years old, or I go to WebMD and they're like, your back has exploded and you will die tomorrow. Or I can just keep training through this little annoying muscle twinge and be fine. So I think I'm gonna go with the third option there. I've just been one of the things that's happened, though, is the reason I think my back has got this little thing hurting, and the reason I'm doing what I'm doing to help it is because I think that through not really working out for a whole month and just sitting around and playing video games, my lower back and my core kind of really got de-strengthened. My lower back in particular, because I'd still do crunches and stuff when I was working out at home for a little while, but my lower back has always been sort of like a source of issue for me, even back when I was a runner. So I've had to do lower back exercises for a long time, and sometimes I stop doing them. And it's just a really good idea for me to continue to do them, but especially when I'm just like sitting in my, like, I'm getting off track a little bit, but like squats and stuff improve your core strength, lower back strength, so do deadlifts and all this stuff like that. But when I'm not doing those exercises and I'm just sitting around, I feel like my lower back can get really weakened and get tight. And then little things like even just like stretching after a set of squats can make it really mad. So that's probably what happened. It's like a super not a big deal kind of thing, and it didn't affect me doing deadlifts here. So I think like right about here is when I start to really feel like I'm hitting form pretty well. So it's kind of interesting to see on the video what that actually looks like. Always, I think I need to keep my butt a little bit lower as I'm going up, but really these started feeling good in terms of like the way I was holding my upper back. It started to feel good. I was able to just drive with my legs, but I was also sort of just touch and go on the deadlifts as well. A lot of people sort of watch these deadlift videos and say that touch and go is bad, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not really trying to get like, you know, Olympic powerlifting strength here. I'm more just trying to use deadlifts as a tool to build my legs and back, and I don't think I really need to go from like a dead stop to do that, even though that's why it's called a deadlift, Bajheera. I understand, but the way I train deadlifts, it has been working out pretty well for me for the past couple years or so. So even if I'm not going from like a dead stop on the ground, I feel like, you know, I'm able to do more reps, so it's more stretching and contracting, and that's fine with me instead of just, you know, trying to blast from just a dead stop like that. It works out just fine, but I think I'm laddering all the way up to, what is this, 295 right now, and that feels pretty good to me. So I think I'm hammering out, what, sets of, is this 8 or 10? I'm not even really counting on the video, but for all these, for pretty much every set of deadlifts, I was doing about reps of 10, and I would do 2, and then I'd pyramid up. So here's my second set of 295. Look, it's got this different angle in there too, so we can check the form better, I guess. See right here, that looks all right. So, see what I mean? It's like, it's a little snappy, but it's kind of like my legs extend and my back extends, and you ideally want to have that be around the same time. But one of my main focuses, like I said, is having this feel the way it needs to feel, and there was no sort of pain anywhere. I mean, I felt the appropriate tightness in my upper back, and tightness, and by I mean good tightness, as in bearing weight tightness. I felt it in my upper back, and in terms of my legs, I felt like I was driving really hard through my legs, and that's the idea for me. When I'm training deadlifts like this, I'm more focused on my legs than my upper back, I guess. I'm not really trying to pull the weight with my back. I'm really trying to have the weight just be sitting on my traps and being moved, you know, or supported by my back, and then letting my legs really do all the driving work, which is why I do it on a leg day. But pretty good set of deadlifts, I'd say. Pretty good deadlift workout for not being able to do them for a month. Definitely want to keep incorporating these in my workout, and I think if I do them every other leg day, along with a little bit, I did a few squats. If I do this, and then I do a few deadlifts on my squat day too, but they're straight legged. But anyway, as long as I keep incorporating these and working out my legs the way I have, should be able to bounce right back. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!